today's video, I am going to attempt to rectify an electrical fault or an emission on the Renault Spider. Something that you could apply to any other car if you're in the same situation, but I thought it might be interesting. And that is that there is no audible telltale that you can hear when using the indicators on the Spider. So I'll show you a bit more in a moment the problem. But if you imagine open top sports car, quite noisy, the display for the indicators is in the center of the car and you don't notice it. There's no auto cancel on the steering wheel for when you go around the corner to turn off the indicator, and you catch the indicator stalk quite a lot in that car while you're driving it. So what that means is you will see me and many other Spider owners on the road looking completely clueless, just driving around constantly with an indicator on. And God knows how many bulbs you must go through over a year, because it's insane. So what I thought I would do is try and add a speaker or something to the circuit for the indicator telltale lamps to make me aware that the indicator is on. So let's see how that goes. So the instrument display in the Spider is basic, to say the least. You've got revs, you've got water temp, and you've got oil pressure. I've added an SPA speedo gauge in front of me because, let me turn the key, that there is where the speed would sit on the left hand side. Mine broke on the gearbox. It's just a common fault, so I've replaced mine with the SPA. All you've got there is your fuel and your clock, and down here is where you've got your display. So any errors on the car is one light, and the only other light you will ever really see is the indicator or the hazards, which isn't directional. It's just that's the only telltale you've got. So you can probably hear it when we're parked up in a garage, but on the road with the wind in your hair, or lack of it in my case, you can't hear a thing. So I'm going to remove this panel here, which is one screw, very easy. You've got to take this panel out first, which is also one screw. And I'm going to get to the back of here and have a look at the wiring and fit a speaker. I bought a few different options, from a PC speaker to a reverse parking sensor speaker from an Audi, to see what gives the best kind of noise, because obviously you don't want it to be too noisy, but it can't be too quiet either. So first thing to do will be take this off and then have a look at the options that I've got, and then how to install it and then give it a test and see what works. So let's crack on. So I removed the center console, and you can see here this is the connector for the instrument panel. I've left the hazard light switch on because you need that in the circuit, otherwise the indicators won't fire. So if we go over here, you can see the center console on the back side. So essentially I'm going to need to tap into this and mount a speaker on here for neatness, and I just need to kind of tap into the correct pins on this circuit here. Luckily, Spider owner's manual has everything about everything covered. So we can see here for the center console, I need to tap into 9 for telltale and 11 for an earth. So I will do that first, just to show you kind of how that works and the idea, and then I will show you the various speaker options that I have, and we can see which ones work better for volume and things like that. and then I will do the actual install itself and show you how I've done that before the finished result. Marked up on the connector here, the ribbon connector. It's not really ribbon connector, is it? With black tracks 9 and 11. So using one of the speakers here that I bought from, this is just a generic 12 volt piezo speaker, warning buzzer from an auto store. I'm just going to plug that in to 9 for the telltale is the live and 11 is the earth, and then fire the indicators and make sure that that works, and then we can kind of take it from there. Mounted my little test speaker there, you can see the wires plugged in there. So now when we hit the indicator we should get a telltale. Wow, that's not annoying at all. Sounds like a lorry reversing. So the principle works, at least. Now let's look at the various speakers and try them out, see which one works best. I made a little breadboard here just to sort of easily plug them in and unplug them to hear what they sound like. I'm toying with the idea of fitting a trim pot, just a sort of potentiometer, and making a little circuit board up for it, just to allow me some adjustment to the tone. Whether or not that's going to actually achieve anything, you know, we will see. Whether I need it or not, we will see. But again, just mucking about the idea. So let's listen to the first one. So this is the first one here. That's what that one sounds like. This one here is piercing. So I think that one's a no. And then this one here is a lower tone. Just to quickly show you why I'm using the trim pot with the speaker to adjust the volume of the tone, basically. This is how it works. Just about hear it now. That's enough of that. I will continue the video with the sort of working on the center console piece, and then potentially making a circuit board up, or at very least, you know, working up the solution to actually fit the speaker to the center console and wiring it all up so it all works. And then obviously we'll see how it looks at the end when it's all done. Moment of truth. Job done.